Good to see you again. Happy Wednesday. It's Thanksgiving Eve, if there is such a thing. It is Wednesday, the 25th day of November 2020. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on a fairly nice Wednesday morning, even though the sun's not going to come up for another 20 minutes. We're not looking at a bad day at all. Dry weather for the most part. It's snowing in the mountains right now. If you plan on going over the Cascade Passes, you might want to put it off for a few hours. Anyway, the plows are going to get ahead of the game a little bit, and the snow will eventually be tapering off late in the morning, early in the afternoon. So a quick heads up on that. But right now, winter driving conditions in the Cascades, especially on I-90, Snoqualmie Pass. We'll give you those details coming up, plus your forecast right through this holiday weekend. We have news to get to, a lot of news. It was a busy day in the newsroom yesterday, and some more sobering COVID numbers for us here in North Central Washington. Sports, no Wenatchee Wild hockey season this year. That is our main story, as you might imagine. Very sad for you local sports fans. Wild aren't going to be playing this year. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. But the Huskies will be playing this weekend. They found an opponent. We'll talk about that as well. We also have the obscure holiday, some celebrity birthdays. Today in history, everybody is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion. And in the back half of the hour, I got a chance to catch up with my friend Lisa Bradshaw. It's been way too long since Lisa and I had a chance to chit-chat. Of course, Lisa hosts the program Life with Lisa right here on the NCW Life channel. She is also the founder of the Don't Wait Project, and she checked something off of her bucket list, and she's quite proud of it. She wrote a song. Yeah, it's called A Beautiful Life, and it's a beautiful story, and we'll talk about that. We visited with Lisa via Skype yesterday, and we'll air that interview for you in the back half of the program. 37 degrees. Check this out. This is just bizarre. I had to quadruple check my figures. Yesterday's high, Tuesday's high temperature, as measured at Paymore Memorial Airport, that's where all that gear is, 36 degrees. That was our high temperature, and we hit it at 1:50 in the morning, and then it just stayed at 36 degrees. It dropped down a little bit, but it never got above 36. So we peaked at 36 degrees on Tuesday at 1:50 in the morning and never got warmer. And our low was 32. We had a 4-degree temperature difference between our high and our low on Tuesday. That's not going to be a problem today. Let's take our tour around the valley, see what we got going on. We begin, of course, with the cross camera. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. As you can see, the clouds are considerably higher than they have been. Very little fog, if at all. We'd like that. We've been having some pretty thick morning fog, which has kept the sun from burning off, and which is why our temperatures have been considerably cooler than what was predicted. But you can see that little slice of blue heaven above Birch Mountain. That's not bad at all. And we're in for, after the clouds and fog burn off, some sunshine later on this afternoon, and a lot warmer than it was yesterday. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. From this point forward, it's Megan's choice. Megan wants to go pay a visit to an orchard and some sagebrush and a hill, and I'm gonna, I don't know, Megan. That's Stamen Flats. She must have that pointed way over to the other side of the river. That's got to be Douglas County that we're looking at. Stamen Flats, of course, is in Chelan County. By the way, speaking of that, reports of some significant black ice on 97A this morning between the Knapsill Tunnel and Chelan. That stretch of highway, once you get through the Knapsill Tunnel and you have that last, 7 or 8 mile stretch of highway before you drop down at Pat and Mike's into Chelan. We understand there's been reports of some black ice in that area, so be forewarned. In the meantime, we're looking at Douglas County and the orchards, who are just sitting there waiting for spring. Camera number 3, and it's going to be a long wait, by the way. Let's go pay a visit to the Orondo Rock camera, pointing directly to the south, Turtle Rock to your left. Of course, it's called Turtle Rock because it looks like a giant rock. Way off in the distance is Mission Ridge, as you can see. Snow there. That's a spectacular view. That little light that you see off to the right is Rocky Reach Dam, and we look at Lake Aniat. And a beautiful view there from one of our lower cameras. That's one of our go-to cameras when we have lots of clouds and fog, because that camera is pretty much right along the Columbia River, so we can actually see things in the dead of winter when we get the inversion. Camera number 4. Are we up to 4 already? I think we are. It's a slow dissolve to Badger Mountain. That's a beautiful view as we look over the Wenatchee Valley. Incredible. Lovely drive If you have to do business in Waterville and you always take Pine Canyon for whatever reason, heading up 97 and then through Orondo and through the narrowness of Pine Canyon and up into the Waterville Plateau. If you got a little time, you might want to take the Badger Mountain Road instead. It's just as pretty, if not prettier. And now that they've paved it, they paved it about 10 years ago. It's any car can take it. Before that, it was a dirt road for a big stretch of it, and it was not very good on your transmission. Gorgeous view of the wheat fields and Badger Mountain and the Wenatchee Valley down below. 5.5 minutes after the hour. One slide to show for you. We're talking about mountain snow. We did that at the start of this program, and there is going to be some scattered snow showers throughout this afternoon. Most of the heavy snow is coming down now. Snoqualmie is getting a pretty good dose of it. So is Stevens, for that matter. Blewett, you're okay. But once you get on I-90 right now, you're going to have some winter driving conditions. Same deal with Stevens, and if you're heading over I-90 towards Lookout Pass off to Idaho, you're going to have some winter driving conditions there as well if you're heading to the east of us. But most of these snow showers, at least for the Cascades, are going to taper off by the afternoon. And then once the plows get going and the snow stops, you'll be in a lot better shape if you need to travel into the Cascades. And what is normally the busiest travel day of the year is the day before Thanksgiving. That's not the case this year. A lot of people are simply staying home for obvious reasons. So there you go from the National Weather Service. Here's your forecast. Not a lot to talk about. Clouds this morning, sunshine this afternoon. We should get up to 46, which is a lot warmer than that 36-degree high that we hit yesterday. Clear tonight, 31 for the overnight low. Gobble, 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 gobble. Thanksgiving Day, mixture of clouds and sun, about 44 degrees, 30 for the overnight low. By the way, it took a long time for us to get that turkey to pose, to stand still long enough for us to draw that turkey that you see there. Friday, partly sunny and a high of 45. Here's the weekend. Saturday, gobs of good sunshine, high of about 48 degrees. No real wind, no real rain, no precipitation at all going on. Snow level is going to be above the valley floor. It's going to hover right around the 3,000 foot mark all the way into Sunday night. Snow level is going to drop down Sunday night to about 1,500 feet, but there's really no precipitation in the forecast. You'll see a little bit of patchy morning freezing fog. It burns off to sunshine in the afternoon, really right through this forecast period, with the exception of Saturday. Saturday, we should have sunshine pretty much all day long. And all of those temperatures that you see above normal or normal high temperature for this time of the year is 39 degrees. So we're looking good. Passes, not so much. Let's take you up to the Cascades from the Washington State Department of Transportation. Live shot of I-90 right now, Snoqualmie Pass. Westbound traffic from here to there. Traction tires are advised. Eastbound traffic from there to here. Traction tires are required. It's snowing up there. You find snow and slush on the roadway. Again, traction tires are advised for you westbound travelers on I-90 right now. Stevens Pass, I don't see a lot of asphalt there. Traction tires are advised on Stevens. As you might imagine, it's snowing there. Compact snow, slush, and ice on the roadway. There is still the winter weather advisory in effect, but it will expire at 10 o'clock this morning. At 10 o'clock, around there, give or take a few minutes, obviously, the snow should be tapering off. Finally, off to Blewett, we were fine. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway pretty much bare and wet. So if you're doing Blewett and then I-90, Blewett is smooth sailing. I-90, you got a traction tire advisory for westbound traffic. If Stevens is your preferred mode of travel, well, cars anyway, Stevens will be your route. Traction tires are advised there with compact snow and slush. Snow should be tapering off about noon at the latest, maybe a couple of stray snowflakes after that. You're good to go. No snow in the forecast for tonight nor for Thanksgiving. The next measurable snow, they say, in the Cascades Friday night into Saturday once we get through the snow that is currently coming down. But again, the snow should be done by no later than noon today. Let the plows get ahead of the game, and you should be fine for travel conditions in the Cascades. 9 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break and come back with a whole bucket full of news. Lots of news to get to in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
"11 minutes after the hour, we have a mixture of sun and clouds, 35 degrees. We'll have some sunny skies later on today. Highs will be in the mid-40s, a nice, dry, pleasant stretch of weather right through the Thanksgiving weekend. And we'll begin our newscast with more sobering numbers for us folks here in the Wenatchee Valley, with the Chelan-Douglas Health District reporting now 179 new cases of COVID-19 over the past weekend. The rate of new infections in the two counties is the highest it's been at any point during the 9-month pandemic, 836 cases per 100,000 people. Health officials remain very concerned that Thanksgiving get-togethers will spread the infection. Of course, they recommend no gatherings with people outside your home, mask wearing in public, and maintaining 6 feet of social distance. The district is conducting free drive-through COVID testing Friday through Monday at the Wenatchee High School parking lot. Over the weekend, by the way, health workers at that same site tested 1,557 people for the virus. The number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital has almost doubled in the past week. Confluence Health reported Monday they are currently treating 19 coronavirus patients at the Wenatchee Hospital. A week ago, Confluence reported 10 people hospitalized, 6 of them from Chelan and Douglas counties. This week, there are 12 Chelan and Douglas residents in the hospital with the virus. 3 of the current 19 people are hospitalized or in the intensive care unit. 2 of them are on ventilators. Confluence Health has started to scale back some of its medical services to make way for the demands of COVID-19. Central Washington Hospital is treating more and more coronavirus patients. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jason Lake said yesterday the health system faces some real challenges.
We are currently at 16 patients with COVID in the hospital, 2 of which are in the intensive care unit. And a few days ago, we were up to 20 COVID patients in the hospital. We had to start making some decisions to ensure that we'd be able to continue to take care of the patients that require hospitalization. So starting yesterday, we actually started to curtail some elective surgeries and procedures that require overnight stays in either the intensive care unit or the progressive care unit, which is one level below the intensive care unit, to ensure that we continue to have capacity to take care of additional COVID patients. To address the staffing issues, we have curtailed some of our rehabilitation services, cardiac rehab, some pulmonary or lung rehab services. We are dialing down so that we can use some of those staff to help us take care of our COVID unit in the hospital. And what we're seeing, honestly, over the past few weeks is a clear trend upwards of the percentage of COVID tests that we're doing throughout our organization, such that now the positives are ranging from 15 to 18% of all the tests that we do. And we make it to a point in the future where we have to curtail some of the other elective surgeries and procedures that we do to ensure that we continue to have the capacity to take care of more and more COVID patients if that surge continues.
Dr. Lake said hospitalizations for COVID-19 have a tendency to lag behind exposure to COVID-19 by about 10 to 21 days, so they are anticipating their patient numbers will continue to rise in the coming weeks. The hospital system does have a plan to expand the number of beds in case of an extreme need. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris said that man arrested after a spree of armed robberies, that vehicle chase, and that gunfire in Grant County He's also responsible for an armed holdup at BJ's Shell Station in Rock Island. 24-year-old Jesus Torres is already in jail. He's facing charges for the incidents in Moses Lake back on November 17th, in which he allegedly shot a pursuing deputy in the foot. Morris now says Torres also robbed BJ's, armed with a handgun. On that very same day, he threatened a clerk and a customer. He made off with cash and a jug of antifreeze. The two sheriff's departments shared information to identify Torres. He'll now likely face additional charges in Douglas County of armed robbery and possessing a firearm with a felony conviction. The alleged driver in that November 16th hit and run that injured a Wenatchee woman is now charged with vehicular assault. 57-year-old Timothy Shales remains in the Chelan County Jail after his arrest on November 19th. Wenatchee police say he struck the woman in a crosswalk at 5th and Emerson after he spent about 4 hours in a nearby tavern. He was caught on video entering and leaving that tavern. Police used that video to allegedly identify Shales' vehicle and connect it to the incident. He allegedly lied to police about his whereabouts. At the time, he also is charged with felony hit and run and making false statements to the police. Douglas County Fire District Number 2 has parted ways with its fire chief for the last 7 years. The 3-member Board of Fire Commissioners voted unanimously last night to terminate Chief Dave Baker's employment effective December 15th. Baker was placed on leave earlier this month and will receive a negotiated settlement. Commissioners didn't disclose the reason for his firing or the terms of his severance at the special meeting when the vote was taken. Baker was a professional firefighter for 25 years before he took charge of the district. It protects East Wenatchee, Pangbourne Airport, and Rock Island. Assistant Chief John Glenn will lead the district as acting fire chief. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington distributed more than $735,000 in grants this cycle, including $500,000 in CARES Act money earmarked for COVID-19 recovery. SAGE, Upper Valley Mend, and the Wenatchee Valley YMCA are among those recipients. Other grants ranging from $1,000 all the way to $15,000 went to local arts, charities, and outreach community organizations. You can make a tax-deductible charitable donation, by the way, to the Community Foundation anytime you want through their website, cfncw.org. And finally, on this Wednesday morning, Washington County certified their results from the 2020 election yesterday. Both Chelan and Douglas counties boasted huge turnouts of voters. 86% turnout in Chelan County, 83% in Douglas County. Both, of course, cast the majority of their votes for Donald Trump and Lauren Culp. Those candidates, of course, failed to win on the statewide level. However, Trump lost Washington State to Joe Biden by 19 percentage points. Governor Jay Inslee retained his job by a gap of almost 13 percentage points. By the way, the state certification will be held on December 3rd. And that is a look at what's making headlines at 18 minutes after the hour. Grant's back. It's good to see Grant again. We have a lot of news to get to on this day before Thanksgiving. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, dry and seasonal weather conditions are headed our way today and right through Thanksgiving. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Dan Kuntz will have all the latest from Seahawks camp as they prepare for Monday night's game against the Eagles. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We appreciate it. You want to reach out to us, say hi, got a news tip, got a question? You're good at it. You really are. Our viewers are. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, if you like us. If you don't like us, I don't know what you do. But you can drop us a line via Facebook Messenger or go to our website, ncwlife.com. At the top of the page, you'll see the contact icon. Click on that. 19 minutes after the hour. Quick programming note, we will not be here tomorrow nor on Friday. We're going to take a couple of days off, so we won't have Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on Thursday or Friday, nor a newscast. We need a little time off. But I will be broadcasting live at Hooked on Toys for the official kickoff of the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive. I'll be there for 1 hour of commercial-free local television. Buckle your seatbelts. That'll be Saturday morning at 10 a.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. When we come back, sad news from the Wenatchee Wild. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for takeout. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner takeout.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
We're back at 21 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. There will be no Wenatchee Wild hockey this season. The team announcing yesterday that COVID-19 restrictions imposed by Governor Inslee and the closing of the border between the United States and Canada made playing hockey this year in the BCHL an impossibility. The press release said, and I'm quoting now, "We are not opting out of the season, we are being forced out, because the United States and Canadian borders are closed and the restrictions on gyms and ice arenas in the state of Washington." Wild owner David White said, and I'm quoting now, "We are very saddened by events that are out of our control and have forced us not to have a 2020-2021 season for our BCHL Wenatchee Wild. We will continue to develop players on our 4 other development teams, and I will keep all Wild staff on board as this is a temporary setback for the BCHL Wild. We will be back with the Wild for the 2021-2022 season, and we appreciate all of our supporters' patience and understanding," end quote. Wild General Manager Bliss Littler had this to say, and again I'm quoting, "This is a sad day for the Wenatchee Wild organization. We feel for our players, housing families, fans, season ticket holders, corporate sponsors, and the town Toyota Center. Not a good day for any of us." Littler went on to say, "This will hurt for a while, for sure, but I know we will get through this and we will be back better than ever for the 2021-2022 season. I will challenge the hockey operations staff building next year's team to recruit harder and smarter than ever. We will challenge our front office to upgrade everything we do. We are proud of the show we put on right now, but we want to make it the most entertaining event in junior hockey." Well, the Washington Huskies have found an opponent for this weekend to take the place of the Cougars. The Utah Utes will take on the Dogs Saturday night at Alaska Airlines Field at Husky Stadium. The Huskies' originally scheduled game for this week, of course, was the Boeing Apple Cup. That was supposed to be Friday in Pullman, but that was called off Sunday night due to Wazoo not having the required number of available players due to positive COVID-19 tests and resulting contact tracing and isolation. That game was declared a no contest under Pac-12 guidelines. Now, earlier Tuesday, Utah's scheduled game at Arizona State this Sunday, that was canceled as well, and that left both teams without an opponent. The Huskies and the Cougars could still meet Saturday, December 19th, if neither team qualifies for the conference championship game. So hold out hope. We may still have an Apple Cup yet. By the way, Saturday night's game with Utah kicks off at 7:30. It'll be televised nationally by ESPN. And we can't forget about the Gonzaga Bulldogs, the number 1 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs, by the way. They kick off their season tomorrow morning, Thanksgiving morning. They'll take on the number 6 Kansas Jayhawks. They'll be in Fort Myers, Florida. 10:30 tip-off tomorrow morning, Thanksgiving morning. You can watch Gonzaga on Fox. And then on Friday morning at 8 a.m., they'll take on the Auburn Tigers. College basketball is about ready to start. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday. 5 obscure holidays to choose from. It's National Parfait Day, National Shopping Reminder Day, like we need a reminder to shop. You open the fridge, oh, we're out of food. You open the pantry, we're out of food. I think I'll go to the grocery store. It's National Jukebox Day. I don't know why. It's Taiwan Day. No, I'm working. No, today is National Blase Day. Blase. You just kind of, inside joke there. Blase is a French word. It means to satiate, which means to well, kind of being unimpressed with the world around you. Yeah, Blase Day. It's the perfect day for people to celebrate their apathy. You can now, are you blasé? Are you apathetic, bored, cool, disenchanted, indifferent, jaded, laid back, lukewarm, mellow, mundane, offhand, unconcerned, uninterested, unmoved? You are blasé. Hi, Uriah. I'll see you here in the office in about 20 minutes. National Blasé Day. Today in history, 3 funerals were held on Monday, November 25th, 1963. 57 years ago today, the President of the United States was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit buried an accused assassin of the President and Officer Tippit, Lee Harvey Oswald. This is footage of JFK's funeral service. After the autopsy was held on Friday night, he was laid in state in the East Room of the White House. Then his body laid in state in the rotunda of the nation's capital until 9 a.m. on the morning of Monday, November 25th, 1963. The funeral procession traveled from the Capitol to the White House. Then the procession walked to St. Matthew's Cathedral for the funeral mass. There was no eulogy given for JFK. The procession, then, as you see, resumed to Arlington National Cemetery, where JFK was laid to rest beneath the eternal flame. He was joined in burial by his infant son, who died shortly after birth. Eventually, his wife Jackie would be buried with him as well. John Fitzgerald Kennedy's funeral service held before a national television audience on the day of Monday, November 25th, 1963, with dignitaries from all over the world. Full military honors for JFK, as you see the family there. The services for Officer J.D. Tippit were held at the Beckley Hills Baptist Church on Monday, November 25th, 1963. He was buried at Laurel Land Memorial Park in Dallas. The Beckley Hills Baptist Church could not hold the amount of mourners who wanted to pay tribute to Officer J.D. Tippit, who left behind a wife and 3 children. They ended up running a public address system outside the doors of the Beckley Hills Baptist Church for all the people who wanted to attend the funeral but were unable to get inside the church. They could at least listen to the proceedings. In January of 1964, Officer J.D. Tippit was posthumously awarded the Medal of Valor from the American Police Hall of Fame. He also received the Police Medal of Honor, the Police Cross, and the Citizens Traffic Commission Award for Heroism. The funeral for J.D. Tippit also held on the morning of Monday, November 25th, 1963, 57 years ago. And as you can see, almost the entire Dallas police force turned out for those services. And for Lee Harvey Oswald, he was buried as well on the morning of Monday, November 25th, 1963, after he was killed by Jack Ruby. Shannon Rose Hill Memorial Burial Park in Fort Worth is where he was laid to rest. The location and time of Oswald's funeral was supposed to be kept secret, but these kinds of things are very hard to be kept secret. Local reporters found out about it. About 30 reporters were on the scene. 6, as you see there, were asked to be pallbearers because there simply weren't any pallbearers. So the 6 reporters did the duty. The only mourners who attended: Oswald's wife, Oswald's mother, Oswald's brother, and his 2 young children. They were the only mourners who were there. The Lutheran ministers who were supposed to officiate didn't show up. At the very last minute, a replacement was found. Lee Harvey Oswald's original grave marker was stolen a couple of weeks later. 30 minutes after the hour. Birthdays. Andrew Carnegie, the American businessman and philanthropist, was born in the state in 1835, lived a very long and very fruitful life. Died in 1919 at the age of 83, became one of the richest Americans ever by, well, basically creating the American steel industry. He, during the last 18 years of his life, he said, I got $350 million. I'm going to give it almost all away. Now, keep in mind, he was worth $350 million. He gave away $350 million. That is $65 billion in today's money. He did the math. He said, I'm going to give away 90% of all of my money. I'll keep 10% to live on, you know. So he gave it all away to charities, foundations, universities. The Carnegie Building here in Wenatchee, not far from our studio, is where the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival headquarters are built. In 1889, he wrote an article called The Gospel of Wealth, and he called on all really rich people to give away all of their money to improve society, and he alone stimulated a wave of philanthropy, which is why there are Carnegie buildings and institutes all over this country, because he said, I might as well pay it forward. What the hell am I going to do with $65 billion? So he gave it away. Andrew Carnegie, born in the state in 1835. One of those rare athletes that comes to mind, Muhammad Ali, Babe Ruth, whose name is synonymous not only with sports, but his name transcends the world of sports. I'm talking about Joseph Paul DiMaggio, born on this date in 1914, died in 1999 at the age of 84. His 56-game hitting streak in 1941 still stands. 79 years later, voted baseball's greatest living player. In 1969, Jolton Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper, born in the state in 1914. And John F. Kennedy Jr., John, born in the state in 1960. His third birthday was the day they buried his dad. He was the first child ever born to a president-elect of the United States. He was born 2 weeks after his father was elected president in November of 1960, died in a plane crash with his wife and his wife's sister in 1999 at the age of 38. Going to take a break. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion on a conversation you don't want to miss. Always good to check in with Lisa Bradshaw, the host of Life with Lisa, the founder of the Don't Wait Project, and a songwriter now. My conversation with Lisa is coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
It became painfully clear that it was time for a new hot water heater. So found there are two different kinds of water heaters on the market today. There's the old kind, and now they have a new one. It's a heat pump water heater. It's considerably more energy efficient, but it costs a lot more. That's when we discovered that the Chelan County PUD was giving $800 rebates for the heat pump water heater. Now, they're basically the same cost. It only took me a couple of minutes to fill it out, and about 6 weeks later, I got a check back. Pretty cool.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, recently at a vacation house we were renting, my grandson, he broke a lamp. Well, it was an expensive lamp. I had to pay $100 to replace the doggone thing. I figured, well, no big deal, stuff happens. But then I realized the huge difference in reaction I would have had if my son Tony had broken the lamp. Had Tony been the culprit, I would have been angry and upset. A much different emotional reaction than I had when it was my grandson. But it's not that I love my grandson more than I do my son. They're both great human beings. And maybe I'm just older, and sometimes that just explains the varying emotional reactions I have to my grandkids opposed to those I felt with my kids. But whatever it is, grandkids are just different than your kids. Yeah, they are. This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
What is it about Tipsy Canyon Winery that keeps people coming back? Is it the magnificent view from the hillside tasting room? Is it the exceptional but affordable wines? Or is it just the fact that you feel right at home from the minute you walk through the door? Actually, it's all this and more. Experience the Tipsy Canyon Winery located just outside of Manson. Your new home away from home.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Welcome back to Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's been way too long since our friend Lisa Bradshaw has visited with us. She was a regular contributor to the show right up until COVID hit, and that kind of put everybody into a pretzel, including her Don't Wait tour, which was, didn't happen in the year 2020, which is kind of a bummer. But she's a good friend of ours. She hosts her weekly program called Life with Lisa, and Lisa Bradshaw is now a songwriter, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. First of all, hi, friend. I miss you.
Good morning. How are you? I miss you guys too.
Yeah, I miss you. It's a funny story. When this whole COVID thing became an element that we had to deal with in broadcast television back in March, what are we going to do? How are we going to go about creating original content? You were one of the very first show hosts who said, I'm going to keep doing my show come hell or high water. Yeah. And you teamed up with our good friend Rachel, one of our top flight producers, and the show goes on. Your Life with Lisa is doing better than ever, considering what's happening.
Yeah, I think fortunately I had some, background experience with editing and things from the tour, so I just took it to Zoom. And at first I was doing a lot of the editing, and now Rachel's doing most of the editing, and I really like it. It kind of takes me back to my radio days, because then I can have anyone on. I can have the locals on, and then also have people from throughout the country via Zoom. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, just making, what did they say, lemonade for lemons. So.
Yeah, it's funny. You don't have to worry about being in the studio, and you can still put together a top flight show. So there is a silver lining to this COVID cloud.
Yes, and I find that the audience is very forgiving with Zoom. I figure if like the biggest shows in the United States of America are doing what we're doing, and then we're good.
And the best part of some of the biggest and most well-financed and well-budgeted shows in America are using Skype and Zoom, and even they're screwing up like we do. So
yes, exactly. There's delays everywhere.
It makes me feel good about that. The song, This Beautiful Life, and we're going to play a little snippet of the video. It had its genesis when your grandfather died 28 years ago. You wrote a little phrase, and there it's at. Talk about the genesis of the song, This Beautiful Life.
Well, you're right about that. My grandpa had died in 1992, and it was the first real loss in our family. And even though he was 75, it still felt too soon. And I struggled, and I moved back to Houston. I'd come home to California to be with he and my family as he passed, and then took me a couple of months. I mean, I cried every time I thought about him, and then finally one day I was driving down the road, and I had a thought of him, and I smiled and didn't cry. And so I pulled over, and I grabbed a napkin out of the glove box, and I wrote this verse down. I didn't know it was a verse then. I mean, I thought it could be a good song. I love country music. I thought that then. And I put it away, and it brought me hope, but it just sat in my glove box for a very long time. And then that was the car that I had in college, and we kept all the way through our married life. Whoever had Hunter, our son, got to drive the nice car, and whoever didn't had to drive the old clunker college car. And so it was still in the glove box when my late husband Wesley died, and I sold the car. So that napkin reappeared, and that verse reappeared, and it gave me a little hope.
And that was Wesley passed away 16 years ago?
Yeah, 2004. So, yeah, it was 12 years between my grandfather and Wesley, and then 16 more. Yeah.
And yet, the first opening line stayed with you. You had it written on a napkin. At what point did it develop to this partnership that you were able to work in with David and turn it into an actual song with flesh and bones on it?
Yeah, I'm really excited that the line made it, remained in the song because we go through so many versions. It actually became part of the breakdown. There isn't a bridge in the song, it's a breakdown. It's not the first line, it's just the real quiet, pretty part of the song. And so you mentioned the tour. So in 2019, I toured all the southern states, and I ended up meeting some folks in Nashville. And I reached out to my friend Wendy Moten, who I'd met at the Grand Ole Opry. It was her premiere night performing there, and we met later in a bar nearby. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, what would you think of writing this song with me? I have one line. And she said, well, I'm not a songwriter, but you've met David, and it's her lifetime partner. And they've both toured with all the greats and recorded with all the greats. And she said, send him your line, and it might take a couple days, but he'll get back to you. And I had them both on my show when COVID hit, saying, hey, what do you do when you usually tour 12 months of the year or 10 months out of the year? And so he and I had become friends that way. I sent him the line, and he replied in like 10 minutes. And we just started back and forth with, he'd tell me, just the structure of a song. He asked me if I heard the melody. I didn't quite know what a melody was for sure. But he said, if you hear it in your head, stop what you're doing. And he gave me an app to put on my phone for a voice recorder. And I did end up hearing it. I stopped on the side of the road again and recorded it. And that ended up being the melody that we used in the song. He let me have complete freedom with all the lyrics and melody, and then he put it to beautiful music. And again, COVID situation, he called in a lot of favors. Like Denny Hemminson, he is the steel guitar player for Tim McGraw, and he's on the song. He wasn't out touring, he had time, and he was generous with that time. And then Jimmy Nichols is Faith Hill's music director, and he plays piano and keyboards on the song. So he just kept calling me during production saying, hey, I got this guy, hey, I got this guy. And then we found the perfect voice for it, and it all came together from August 30th when I sent the first text to September 30th. So it came together in a month.
That's impressive. The the genesis, of course, was the napkin from 28 years ago, but then you had to write lyrics and a chorus and a middle eight and a bridge or whatever have you. When you came to writing the lyrics, Lisa, was it a little bit here, put to the side, a little bit here, put to the side, or did you have this great big lyrical epiphany and it all came flowing out?
Well, it's interesting. There's a line I put in there from my TED Talk that I didn't like. I didn't want that to be the theme of the song, so we changed that. But we did one long Skype session, about a 3-hour session, about a week and a half into it. And I have that recording, and we did a screen share, so you can see where the song started and where it ended. And where it started and where it ended is exactly, that's what we used. There was a verse I didn't love. The second verse I liked, but I didn't love. And so we were supposed to record on Friday, and I said, give me till Monday. I gotta love it. And so I came up with it over the weekend, and then it was recorded that Monday. And having written a couple of books, to get to just give a guy some words and have him strum a guitar and it be exactly what I hear in my head was it was the most exciting experience of my entire career. And writing a country song is the top 2 things I've ever wanted to do in my life and work. So
We're going to show about a 90-second snippet of the video here in just a couple of seconds. Again, we're talking to Lisa Bradshaw. But before we do that, one more question. Talk about the first time you heard the completed song, the circumstances behind it. You knew it was coming. Okay, here it is from David. Here's the song, Lisa. What do you think? And you heard it. I mean, your initial reaction to the final product.
I just loved it. I felt like it was really my own. And I don't know how to explain that. You know that much of my story is very public. It's part of my work. And to have written, a 382-page book about Wesley and what we went through and to help people in that way, but this song just felt like full circle. The song is a conversation I'm having with Wesley about our grown son. And I couldn't have done it any sooner, I don't think, because Hunter is grown and, he's in the video, which is new. I don't usually, but he's a grown up, he's an adult, and he wanted to be part of it. So, and then we got Donate Life America involved. They're the National Organ Donation Registry, and we're partnering in the song, and it's a fundraiser. And so hearing the song the first time, it was just exactly what I wanted and exactly how I heard it in my heart. And I just went and got my Bluetooth speaker and, and I have it on loop, so I listen to it in the car a lot. The best place to listen to it is the car.
There's no more bigger endorphin release when you do a significant creative project, either by yourself or with collaborators, and it comes together in the way that you envisioned it. So we're going to play about a 90-second snippet of the song called This Beautiful Life. Here's the video, and then when we come back, Lisa's going to let you know how you can download it and make a donation. So here's about a 90-second snippet of what is a 3-minute and 40-second song I think you're going to like. Roll tape.
He has your smile, your brilliant mind, your stubbornness, and yes, you're kind. A lot like you, but more like me. I knew you'd matter from the start. Saved you a place deep in my heart. Some things are just meant to be. The deepest wounds, they never heal. But we move on, 'cause that's the deal. Come what may, your son, your wife, I know you know we carved it out. This beautiful life.
The song made this world premiere yesterday on Tuesday the 24th, which is a significant date in your life, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have been Wesley's 52nd birthday. So I thought it was a good time. It's Thanksgiving week. Hopefully people will find comfort in it. I wrote the song for people who, who have been through organ donation, who have donated, who have received. I, of course, wrote it for Wesley and for Hunter, but I also wrote it for anyone who's ever lost anyone and just still wants to somehow carve out a beautiful life. So it's my best shot at it.
What? How does one get the song? How does one download the song? How does the whole donation to the Donate Life America thing work? Walk us through some of those technical details, Lisa.
Yeah, we went through a lot of decisions about this. We can easily on iTunes and to Spotify and all that, but we wanted to do fundraisers. Like I said, we partnered with Donate Life America. The Don't Wait Project is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So when you come to our website, don'twaitproject.org, the video will be there, and then you have options for downloading it. If you just want to download only, it's $1.29. If you want to download and donate, we have increments of from $5 all the way to $100, and that money will be the profits will be split between the Don't Wait Project and Donate Life America. It will support their ongoing effort for awareness and their national registry. And then for the Don't Wait Project, it will continue to allow us to do creative storytelling that we hope inspires people to live a don't wait life. So we are excited about the possibilities, and the song is there for everyone to download, and we just hope people find it.
If you do 9, 10, 11 more songs, you got an album, Lisa. Is this...
What's really cool? I did a little opening for the video that people will see for the song, and I reached out to David and I said, hey, I need a little piano opening, and just 60 seconds. And, half hour later, I have a piano opening, it's fully mastered and sent. And so we already started working on a song for the Don't Wait Project for next year. So it'll be the theme song for the Don't Wait Project, and then we'll also have smaller bits of music that I can use for my show, and I won't have to buy music anymore because it'll be ours.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we we have to pay for our music, and oftentimes it isn't cheap. So you're going to write more songs. You're going to write lyrics anyway, right? And
yeah, see, that's the other thing, people. If there's something you want to do, you can find a way, because I tried to learn the guitar. I'm just not musically, I'm not a musician. And I cannot sing. Not even those people who say, oh, as long as you're passionate, people love to hear people sing. Mm-mm. So somehow Hunter said to me the other day, he goes, because we used to, like watching The Voice and stuff, and neither one of us can sing. And he said, Mom, you said that the only thing we could never do in life is be on the radio, but we could accomplish anything else. He's like, and now you're going to be on the radio. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. So you can really do anything. You can find a way. And even if it's connecting with people in your life who have skills that you don't, that's a great circle moment.
what's next on the Life with Lisa program? Let's move us forward here. What do you got lined up, and what can we look forward to for our NCW Life Channel viewers?
Just more local and national stories. I just interviewed a man who is just phenomenal. He started an organization called The Good of the Hive. It's about honeybees, and he's painting murals all over the world and bringing awareness to the plight of our bees. And also local people, like for Stuff a Sack Pack, Chelsea Lanker. She was just on the show, making sure that we're taking care of the teens during the holidays here. So a lot more of the same good stuff, none of the yucky stuff, none of the negative news. I don't talk about any of that. So if you want something that's going to make you feel good about your day, there's a good place for you.
Lisa, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Not seeing you in person, at the risk of editorializing, sucks. There, got that out of the way. But one of these days we'll get to see each other in person again, and we'll get caught up. Nothing against Skype and Zoom, but it's not the same as interacting with real people in a real room. It just isn't.
Yes, it isn't. But thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for your ongoing support of the Don't Wait Project and show and all of our efforts.
And again, you can download the song called This Beautiful Life right now as we speak by going to...
Don'tWaitProject.org. That's where it's at.
There you go. It's good to see you, Elise.
Good to see you too. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, and have a great holiday, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Okay.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Experience the relaxation that a Bullfrog Spa provides. Visit Pool to Spa Services on Worthen Street, down from Pybus.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College. And we are back on what's turning into a very pleasant Thanksgiving Eve on this 25th day of November. The sun is beginning to get the job done. It came up at 7:20 this morning. It'll be hanging around for 8 hours and 55 minutes, and it'll tuck itself behind the Cascades at 4:15 this afternoon. If you're just joining us, very bizarre weather phenomenon yesterday. Tuesday, our high temperature was 36 degrees. That was our high temperature at Pangbourne. We hit 36 degrees at 1:50 in the morning, and it never got warmer. It hung right around 36 degrees. It got a little bit cooler. It would go back up to 36 degrees, but we peaked our high temperature, 36 degrees on Tuesday, at 1:50 in the morning. That doesn't happen very often. And our low temperature yesterday was 32. We had a 4-degree temperature variation between the high and the low. Go figure. Real quick, let's take a look at a slide from the National Weather Service. This is your mountain snow for today. Most of the snow should be tapering off, we're told, by the afternoon, early in the afternoon. The winter weather advisory for the mountains will expire at 11 this morning. I'm sorry, at 10. At 10 this morning is when the winter weather advisory expires. So you'll want to put off your trip for a little bit if you possibly can. Let's take a look at the forecast for the Wenatchee Valley, then we'll take one more quick look at the passes on this busy travel day. Cloudy this morning, sunshine for the most part this afternoon, high of 46. Thanksgiving looks good, mixture of clouds and sun, high of 44. Clouds and sun, 45 on Friday. The morning clouds and fog burn off. Saturday, lots of sunshine. Sunday looking good. No precipitation at all, measurable precipitation at all, be it snow or rain through the forecast period. As far as the mountain passes are concerned, it continues to snow on I-90. Traction tires are advised for westbound traffic. Traction tires are advised. Traction tires are advised on Stevens. It's snowing there. Compact snow and ice on the roadway. Blewett now has no advisories, no restrictions on Blewett. So traction tires are advised on Stevens out on I-90. And again, the snow should be tapering off no later than noon. The plows will get ahead of the game, but if you want to wait till in the afternoon hours, you should be good to go. That's it for us. We are off on Thursday and Friday. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.